so that who I really am, a spirit inside of a body, can grow strong in intimacy with Christ. And when you fast, you hear God more clearly. When you fast, you draw closer to God than ever before. When you fast, you can move God to intervene in circumstances. People have prayed and God has moved. People have prayed and God protected. People have prayed and God intervened. People have prayed and God healed. People have prayed, I like this one, and God answered. And in this room, and in that room, and in the scriptures, man, these rooms in the scriptures are replete with true stories and testimonies of people who fasted and prayed and seen God move mightily on their behalf. I want to just mention 3 of them from the Word of God that I love personally. The first one comes from Ezra, who was a priest and a scribe and a mighty spiritual leader. The people of God have been exiled by Babylon. Persia conquers Babylon, and they allow some Jews to go back to their homeland. And in the 400s BC, Ezra is coming behind a priest named Zerubbabel, who becomes a governor, and he's leading like over 1,000 Jews back to Jerusalem, back out of exile. Now, the journey from where they was back to Jerusalem, a very dangerous journey. People were killed along that route. So Ezra, watch, who was a man of the scriptures and a man of God, in Ezra chapter 8 and verse 21, before they leave to head to Jerusalem, he says in verse 21, then I, that is Ezra, proclaimed a fast there. You know what it is? He called the whole group, over 1,000 of them, to a fast. So we see corporate fasting is biblical. Then I, Ezra, proclaimed a fast there at the river Hava, that we might humble ourselves before God, because that's what fasting is. It is humbling yourself before God. It is acknowledging that God has the power and the capacity to move on your behalf. To seek from him a safe journey for ourselves and our children and all of our goods. For I was ashamed to ask the king for a band of soldiers and horsemen to protect us against the enemy on our way.